I've always found it interesting that when you show people charts that go against their beliefs, they get mad at you for showing them the charts. So if you're going to get mad at charts today that are related to silver, don't watch. Now, people who are new to silver investing, they get caught up in the hype of silver. It's the same in Bitcoin, the same in a lot of things like stocks, and emotions prevent people from looking at counter-arguments against their investments. Newbie investors, a lot of them are pouring all of their discretionary income into silver, expecting to get rich when it eventually moons. Is it going to moon? Let's take a look at that today, and we'll start off by looking at some charts. So we'll do the most basic analysis that you can, silver's performance over time, to see if silver has actually been a good investment. Now, these are the 6 main charts. We took them from kitco.com, 30 and 60 day, 6-month, 1 year, 5 year, and 10 year. Now, I get it. Silver's manipulated. Silver has limited amounts of ounces above ground. Silver is a hedge against money printing. But these are the same arguments people gave 20 years ago to invest in silver. And this is something that the newbies just don't look at. The same story over and over again for decades. Now, it might seem new and compelling if you're just new to the game, but the same players have been pitching the same information for decades. So the price of silver, 1 p.m., August 9th, 2021, is $23.27. 30-day silver chart shows that 30 days ago, silver was at $26.30 an ounce. If you bought 30 days ago, you would have lost $3 an ounce. 60 days ago, silver at $28. If you bought back then, you would have lost almost $5 an ounce. If you bought 6 months ago at $27, you would have lost about $4 an ounce. And here's the 10-year silver chart. If you bought an ounce of silver 10 years ago, you would have paid about $44 and you would have lost about $21 an ounce. And if you bought yourself a monster box way back then, buried it in the backyard, you would have lost about $10,000 investing in silver. Now, the only time silver made money in these charts was the 5-year window. If you bought back in July 2016 at about $20, you would have made about $3 an ounce. Now, based on these charts alone, just the charts, has silver historically been a good investment? Well, compared to the alternatives, it has not been a good investment. Now, the argument is always, and it's been the same for the past 30 years, silver is just about to moonshot. There's always a reason as to why silver's breakout is just around the corner. And today, too few reserves, economic bubbles, recessions, inflation, the gold-silver ratio, market manipulation, the government printing money. Today, it's the same story we've been hearing for decades. Now, let's take a look at a 100-year chart. August 1932, you could have bought silver for 28 cents an ounce. Now, surely that shows silver is a great long-term store of wealth. But let's adjust that chart for inflation. Silver, way back, 1917, it would have cost you about $20 an ounce when we adjust for inflation. A $3 inflation-adjusted gain in more than 100 years. Now, I'm not going to compare what returns you would have seen with other investments that are out there. But you know what? Maybe silver really this time, right now in history, it's about to jump. Let's take a look at this interesting article. Found it in Money Week. Property markets and equity markets in the Western world are near or at all-time record highs. There's increasing macroeconomic and geopolitical uncertainty in the form of the sharp slowdown in the U.S. housing market, increasing trade friction between the U.S. and China, the negative impact of the introduction of U.S. trade tariffs on Chinese paper products, and the U.S. WTO piracy claim may not have been fully realized by and priced into the financial media and the markets. And the continuing geopolitical tensions with Russia, Venezuela, and Iraq, Iran, and the wider Middle East. These factors look set to at least curb returns in most property and equity markets And this article suggests silver is the opportunity of a lifetime. Now, were all these things not so relevant? Is it not true? All these things from China to Iran to the geopolitical spectrum, absolutely they're true. The funny thing is, though, that article was written in Money Week back in 2007, right? You see what I'm saying here? The same stories over and over and over again. It never changes. And if you do a search, you keep an open mind, you can find archived articles going back decades, some from archived newspapers and magazines saying pretty much the same thing about silver and how it's about to blast to the moon. Now, I own silver. I agree that an allocation in your portfolio in metals makes sense. I'm buying silver at $23 an ounce. I think it's a bargain, and I hope and expect that silver is eventually going to go up. But just a word of caution to inexperienced investors to consider the other side of the story, especially if you're using money that you can't lose. Silver, it's much less volatile than Bitcoin. You're very unlikely to lose everything, but if it does flatline, just keeps going, not doing a whole lot at all, could some of your money be better allocated elsewhere? Have you ever wondered what really happens to the price of silver in recessions? I'm going to put that video link above. Did you know there's now a legal gold currency? It's called the goldback. I'll put that link down below. Thanks very much for watching. Please like and subscribe.